All right, Jalen Hurts, your time is coming. When it comes to being one of the more expensive quarterbacks in the NFL, there's kind of an expectation that goes into this, and I feel like you were kind of cooked on Friday against the the Packers. Even if your team wins, certain Eagles fans are in doubts of your performance, if I do say so myself. And I brought this up, disposing that instead of uh, irregular play calling, because I'm being serious, Nick Sirianni cannot play call for the life of me. Some of the reads Hertz made was over sporadic pressure, motioning over on the outside and just praying to God Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown carry his ass. And A.J. Brown was the most efficient, going 7 of 8 targets and catching majority over them over first down conversions over the outside read. And let's keep it a buck. It was a majority lead until we head over into an unanswered 17 points, 14 points, and then the Eagles smashed over when they were sparing over field goals. And majority were just terrible passing reads over Jalen Hurts that won 20 of 34 the other day. Even though it was a 59 passing and 278 yards of 2 passing touchdowns, it wasn't impressive. If it wasn't for AJ Brown bailing out over in the second half with a closing touchdown. It came over like 2 interceptions when it came to Jalen Hurts. And one was over a former Giant. When it came to one of the breakout performances, it had to go to either Keyshawn Nixon or Isaiah McDuffie. They had 3 assisted tackles while getting combined 6, breaking out over in the second half, shutting out Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, he's a clutch playmaker, great mobility to move outside over the ball and create his own catches. But when it came to Isaiah McDuffie in that one interception that broke over in great field position, the Packers were doing what they needed to do, press over to the edge. Even the chemistry that the new center for the Packers, for the Eagles, because we all know what happened to Jason Kelsey recently retiring. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, already a legend over in the game, and winning a Lombardi over, but with a completely different quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got new personnel with the Eagles, and this might make or break when you're leaving experienced offensive line pushing over Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey, and now you're stuck with a new center where he's pulling over in the guard, and you were stuck over penalty trouble over in the second half. I will excuse the slippage, that was an issue. The field conditions over in Brazil was just absolute horse water. Jalen Hurts came over a jump over in the snap, slipped, and he went down to tackle for loss. Even Saquon Barkley had a breakout performance. Outstanding performance, 103 yards over his first start as a Philadelphia Eagle. It's just a saving grace, even getting over a receiving touchdown over a curl route over the inside of the red zone. And he only caught 2 for a combined 23 yards, getting a majority touches over 26. Feeling like he won't get compensated. This was just the magic they needed over the run game. Even though Devontae Swift is an other exceptional halfback, but Saquon has the physicality and more versatility when it comes to moving outside of the ball that he couldn't be utilized over when he was over in New York. And he gets over 3 touchdowns in his debut in a different country, not even playing practically at home against a good competitive team in the NFC like in the Green Bay Packers. Sadly, over in the 30 seconds left over in the fourth quarter, over an ankle injury, Jordan Love will miss 3 to 6 weeks of football, and that's a terrible loss for a star that was just breaking out to be the possible new predecessor. the next future quarterback of the Packers, knowing Rodgers he had to learn under for the past 3 seasons over his rookie contract. But my goodness, when it comes to poor reads up the midfield, the linebacking core, when it came to C.J. Gardner Johnson getting cooked over combined tackles, barely getting any reads, they were just cutting off, and it was good coverage over in the first drive. But when it comes to just Xing out whenever Jalen Hurts is getting pressured, it was just so agonizing to watch the game because it felt like Hurts was just getting cooked when it came to pressuring over on the outside, and when he second guessed or stumbled around over in the pocket, especially over that red zone possession over in the second half. You could tell Jalen Hurts kind of got bailed out by his skills players. When it came to Jair Alexander, outstanding, thinking that he was washed. When he was a playmaker, even pushing over an interception over in the end zone after A.J. Brown slipped over on the read, but you could tell that can even get picked off. Keyshawn Nixon over that massive pass deflection to push over that 3-and-out. But then the pass rush was just cleared on through and pressured, just bonehead interceptions. A lost fumble. Blankenship was just, I guess, the only upside. Even pushing over an interception over Jordan Love over in the second half. And then the Eagles were just dominating over in the run game, and then pressing over, playmaking off the play action, and Devontae, just a couple more years, bro. We're gonna be seeing Devontae Smith be a consistent All-Pro, but A.J. Brown was just outstanding, 119 yards up over in the game, and Dallas Goedert was just great. Romeo Dobbs and Jalen Reed were good and consistent down over the reads, especially Jalen Reed over that play action. Catching over in the read to the end zone. Packers were just electric. And pushing over the ball and really exposing the reads until the Eagles found their momentum. This was a high-scoring game, but the Eagles just push it over and then just ballsy fourth down conversion plays, trying to press over the ball and just try to kill over time before the Packers answer back. I don't know how to determine Jalen Hurts. I don't. All this shows is Saquon Barkley had an outstanding debut as an Eagle. Devontae Smith is going to be a Pro Bowler again. And whoever is the defensive coordinator or coach for the Eagles got to be fired. And over in the midfield, whoever is a linebacking coach for the Eagles got to get fired. And Jalen Hurts got to balls up and actually do some quarterbacking drills and not know he can't be a system quarterback or, the generic quote over when it comes to deterring what's a Pro Bowler and what's a basic system quarterback for a team. Because they want to keep pushing over system quarterback, even though you're getting the info to make your plays over in the coach. It still deters abilities and results. But most of the best players in the game are game managers and play over in a system deterred over by the coach. And it takes their own ability to really transcend that into the X's and O's actually working. So we could say that Tom Brady is a cured from a system quarterback working with Belichick all these years. Then he wouldn't be the starting quarterback if he wasn't good enough to listen to Belichick all over those years. And he still even got to win a Super Bowl with a completely different team in a completely different conference in a completely different schedule, beating the Kansas City Chiefs that are currently the biggest juggernaut in the NFL, that are possibly in a chance to go to a three-peat that we haven't seen in decades. So we just gotta possibly just own up that this is possibly the reality, that Jalen Hurts is overrated. And getting that fade and those waves are the only upside. That he's the Jason Tatum of the NFL. He playing for a green team. That supporting cast really overcompensates for his true ability, and that's the bare minimum. One Super Bowl appearance. Then you're getting cooked by by unpopular opponents every year, like McNabb used to be. Tough. Then I'm gonna see Hurts as a commander come 2027. Mark my words. That's it for me. Like, comment, and subscribe for more here on the DST Show. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. It's amazing to see football back. That's it for me.